Welcome back to Audit Zone. An Oregon State University student named Genesis Hansen was riding her bicycle on a residential street when senior trooper Kelly Katsikis stopped her. The trooper alleged that Hansen, an African-American student, rode her bike on the wrong side of the residential street near campus. The trooper initially planned to give her a verbal warning. However, he asked for Hansen's identification. Hansen seemed to know the law governing identifying yourself in Oregon and that it is not mandatory to identify yourself. So she asked the trooper to show her the statute that supported the trooper's request. The encounter escalated from then. Before we continue, let me thank KOIN6 for sharing this video on their YouTube channel.
If you'd love to give me information, I'd be more than happy to read it, and then we could go through it politely like you mentioned.
We are going through it politely, but you're not complying with a lawful order.
No, I think I just asked for you to provide me information.
Look at how calm and relaxed she's being. Big ups to this sister, bro. The police be tripping. Like, these niggas really think, the police really think they be like God or like the judge or something. They don't even follow their own like rules and regulations. They just come up with something.
On that order, and you haven't provided me information, and you're taking that as me not following it. All I'm asking is for you to maybe pull up the website or show me the legislation that says that I have to provide my information in this case.
Okay. 2424, can you get a CPD unit to roll by my location? Jackson, I think I'm on 16th or 17th. 2424, they can come code 1. This is not an emergency situation. All you guys that are recording, I'm also recording, just so you know.
And let them folks record. Dude's been a dickhead.
Okay.
Do you know
He ain't have his donuts and coffee this morning.
I don't know. I just asked for one, you heard.
No, I know, but do they give an ETA, or do you have an estimate?
They haven't given me an ETA, nope.
You don't have an idea of how quick it takes for your team to respond to things like this?
Nope. I already told you, you could be rolling down the road by now if you were cooperative.
I am cooperative. I think I'm just asking.
Bro, she's not even in a motored vehicle to give you ID. She is on a bicycle. A bike. It has no engine, no electric motor. It's just a regular pedal, 10-speed bike.
For information.
You're not cooperative, but...
God,
I don't think
eyelash
it's
in my eye.
uncooperative to ask for information.
Well, so the violation that I stopped you for is 811-307, failure to drive within the lane. So that's the first part.
Well, I think that the reason that we're disagreeing is because you have me failing to be in a lane, but I don't see any lines on this road to begin with.
Okay.
Second of all,
Exactly.
I don't think that I was in this quadrant of the
I
road
know.
that you're claiming that I was.
I
So I think
understand.
that's why we have a disagreement on what the rule is
Okay.
and why I have to provide you information.
He don't like that she being calm. I'm telling y'all, he do not like that. He don't. He want her to be all uptight, snappy, so he can go on and arrest to meet his quota for the month, bro. That's all that
Alright.
is.
But I would love to read more if you...
I'm working on it.
The trooper alleged that the stop was for Hansen's failure to drive within lane, as provided under Section 811.370 of the Oregon Revised Statutes.
Oh my gosh, this eyelash is getting on my nerves, yo. This junk did not happen until I done started this video.
That statute states that a person commits the offense of failure to drive within a lane if the person is operating a vehicle upon a roadway that is divided into 2 or more clearly marked lanes for traffic. This offense is a Class B traffic violation. Although under Section 801.150 of the Oregon Revised Code, bicycles are also recognized as vehicle. However, the statute that the trooper quoted
How's
for
that
the
a
stop
vehicle?
did not apply in this incident. As seen on the webpage of Oregon Driver and Motor Vehicle Services, broken yellow center lines are used to indicate a two-way road used for traffic traveling in opposite directions. As we all saw in the video, there was no yellow center line on the road to indicate that it was a two-way road, so Hansen was right to argue that she did not violate that statute. However, if Hansen indeed rode her bicycle on the wrong side of the road in the direction she was traveling, the more appropriate statute for the offense would be Section 811.295 of the Oregon Revised Statute, which addresses the offense of failure to drive on the right. That statute states that a person commits the offense of failure to drive on the right if the person is operating a vehicle on a roadway of sufficient width and the person does not drive on the right half of the roadway. This offense is a Class B traffic violation. The right side of the roadway is the side of the roadway to the right of the road center point. This law is applicable whether or not a center line is painted on the roadway. So if Hansen indeed rode her bicycle on the left side of that two-way street, she definitely violated the law. When Trooper Katsikis realized Hansen would not cooperate with him, he called for backup. Officer Donald Sheldon with the Corvallis Police promptly responded to the incident. Upon arrival, Hansen continued asking the two officers to show her the statue
I should have had a black man out. Now they really finna be on some BS.
that mandates her to give them her ID. None of the officers could show her the requested statute. The trooper then decided to now give a citation instead of just a verbal warning. He also corrected his mistake of citing the wrong statute as stated earlier.
Hello. Hello, how are you? I'm well. So I'm out with this citizen on a bicycle stop, but I don't know the citizen's name to tell you because the citizen won't tell me their name. Okay. I stopped them for a simple violation, riding the wrong way on the roadway. As you can see, we've attracted a small crowd, so it's not really contentious, but the person's refusing to identify themselves. Okay. I don't know if they even have ID because every question that I ask, we go in a circular argument wherein they state I don't answer questions. So okay. It's a minor stop to start with, but it's just where we're at. And I'm recording, so you know, as is half of the...
Okay. So she's refusing to identify herself with in relation to a
regards
traffic stop?
Yes. But not driving a vehicle, so...
I think that there's some alternative facts that you do need to be aware of. He mentioned that I was staying on this side of the road and made the assumption that this middle line of the creasing was the marker of the road. I also mentioned that there weren't any lines on the road, so I think that this is kind of an arbitrary marker. The second thing that I think is important to note is that when I did come on down this road, I will admit, you know...
Bro, we can clearly see the police officer's face. His face is not blurred good enough. The only thing that's stopping us from seeing his face is he got on them glasses. That's it. Other than that, we can see what this dude looks like.
But for him to say that I was on this side of the road versus that one, I don't think that that's quite fair. And I think that he's coming up with these facts to assist his story in the way that his perspective is aligning.
Okay. I appreciate that. You do understand this isn't a courtroom, though, correct?
No, I do.
Okay.
But I do think it's important for me to articulate my position in the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be more willing to talk to me than him since I'm here now?
I think that I've been as verbal as I am in this moment.
So earlier she did request another officer, and she did say she would talk to them. I knew that was a ruse. I didn't summon you so that would happen because I knew she wouldn't do that. I summoned you kind of to be a witness to this whole circus.
The reason I asked for an alternative...
My boy said summoned. Like he casted a spell and he came out there. He couldn't just say request.
A different officer was because I asked for him to...
Ma'am, would you mind talking over here so we don't...
Of course.
We can stay out of traffic. Thank you.
So I was actually asking for him to provide information stating that I had to give my information over on this stop. I also think that the quantifiers for this, what a traffic stop is, I'd like to be able to see that legislation or what kind of ruling it is that says, oh, I'm on this side of the road versus that side of the road, if there's differences between lines on the road, or if this center line that he seems is important in this case. And I also would like to know, do I have to provide my information? And I would like to see that in writing as well.
Okay, so you do, when he affects a lawful stop, you do have to provide by yourself. So he can hold you here till a time in which it does identify you, okay? Depending on how things go and the facts of the articulable case in this matter, it can lead into an arrest, and it may not. It could be a violation or it could be a verbal warning. I don't know. I'm not the stopping officer.
Right, and I suggested and have already had this conversation a little bit. I said that most likely I'm stopping her with the intent to educate about why it would be dangerous to ride down the opposite side of the roadway, and that if she failed to comply, I could arrest her for obstructing police officer, obstructing governmental justice.
Is it important for you to know my information in order to educate me on the law?
What effect can it stop this?
Yes, it is. It's required. It's required of you, and it's required of me by my boss.
Do you have something that I can confirm that it's required other than just
saying so? Yes, I do, but you see, the problem is I have my cell phone, I don't have my law book, and I don't have the department's policies, rules, and procedures. We don't carry that with us. It's computerized, and if you received a citation or were arrested, your defense attorney or you yourself, if you're representing yourself, through discussion.
I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I'd be so ready to go. If I was her, I'd just be like, here, dude. Take it. If she ain't got no warrants, or nothing like that, bro, she good, I'd just go and give it to him. Just be like, here, leave me alone. Let me go on my merry little way.
Discovery could request all of that information to support your case and disprove what I, the prosecuting officer, would be alleging. However, it is customary in our society that when a police officer who's clearly identified as such tells you to pull over for a violation, you go along with the program. That is the requirement. You are lawfully required to provide identification, and then the officer gets to decide whether you get a warning, a ticket, or you get arrested if you've committed a crime.
So it seems to me that there's a few issues here. So it seems to me you want to hold me to a law that you can't prove or show me.
You don't know that I can't prove that.
Okay, so all I'm asking is for your law book. You said you don't have it with you. So how can I even know that what you're telling me is the truth?
I showed you
please let me finish
the
what
law
I have to say, sir.
okay.
Please let me finish what I have to say.
Go ahead.
You have to understand, people who look like me are often
What do you
threatened.
look like? You keep saying that. I don't understand what you look like. How do you look any different from me?
Okay, well, I'm an African American.
You know what she mean. Dude says, how do you look any different from me? You see that she black, bro. Cops always try to get over on the black people. But I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it do be black people's fault though. Y'all be trying to be all snappy and stuff, like that ain't gonna work. You gotta be calm and cool and collected like how this sister is right here. At that point, whenever you just being an asshole, the cop's gonna be an asshole right back to you if you black. It's just best to stay cool.
Woman.
Okay.
I am a petite figure, so I will say that men who are in a police uniform often abuse their power and the rules that they have.
Facts.
All I am asking is for you to show me the rule
Okay.
of this violation that I have. All I have right now for verbal confirmation
Okay.
is for your friend or your colleague and you telling me what the rules are.
Well,
I'm
she
asking
said your
for is-
friend.
We don't even know each other. I've never met this man before.
I'm sorry, from a civilian standpoint, you two are colleagues. So,
Okay.
and he's the one that rolled up to help with the situation.
Because you asked me to call someone, I called someone.
But in any case, I am just asking for some information before I provide my own. I want to see legislation or some rule book saying that I have to give my information.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not being compliant, and it's not that I'm, not respecting authority, which, I don't. But
Yes,
I think
You're not
that
being
it's
compliant,
important
you're
for
being
you to...
passive resistance.
I don't think this is passive resistance. All I'm
That's
asking
exactly
is
what
for
it
you
is.
to provide me information, and
It
you're willing
is.
to do so. So I don't feel like I have to provide my information.
He does not have to show that either. So if he is, he's doing it out of a courtesy just to be kind.
I don't think that your job should have any courtesy. I think kindness should be the principle of your job. I don't think courtesy should be an option.
Well, I have been courteous.
As you should be.
Okay, so we don't need to argue about that because I have been courteous. I'm now looking at the vehicle code. I'll give you the applicable law.
Does it apply to vehicles or does it apply to bicycles?
So Oregon defines bicycles as a vehicle.
Okay.
Most states do.
So do I need a license to be riding this bike?
You do not, but they still in law define it as a vehicle when it's ridden on the roadway, which it was.
Okay.
And that means you have to apply by the vehicle laws, which you were not. And that's why I
Makes
stopped
sense.
you. I don't arbitrarily stop
I
people.
think that the reason that you're saying that the rule is what I was violating, but you and I have a difference of even violating the rule. I'm arguing
Right,
didn't
and that's why we have
violate,
court.
saying that I am.
Like the other officer suggested, that's why we have court. So if at the end of this I gave you a citation and you felt that was wrongfully issued, I don't
In
get
any
the final
case,
say.
You don't need my information to
Yeah.
give me a warning.
I-
You could just say, hey,
Well,
citizen.
I don't really
these are
want to
the
give you a
rules of the
warning any
roadway.
longer.
I feel like you're
I no
trying
longer
have a
wish to
power
give
move
you a
by-
warning.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, it sounds like he trying to either arrest her, or give her some kind of ticket, bro. He said he ain't trying to give no more warnings.
my information. And
I
all I'm
wish to
saying
give
is
you a
I'm not willing to
citation
provide
now.
it.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
You're
I now
talking
wish.
so that I can't hear what you're saying.
All
I'm
right.
verbalizing and you're trying to talk under me. I wasn't finished with my sentence.
Okay.
You're trying to underscore what I was saying. So no, I didn't hear what you're saying. Please repeat yourself.
I no longer wish to give you a warning. So now I need your identification to give you a citation because that's what I intend to do.
I don't feel comfortable giving you my information.
I understand that. There will be consequences if you make that choice.
And do you have ruling or anything that will show me those consequences other than your verbal affirmations?
Sister, just go and
Yeah.
give it to
Well, can
him,
I please see
please.
those?
We're normal citizens. We're not above the men in black or blue or tan. Because in Tennessee they wear tan.
It's harder for me to do on my phone. Do you have the little...
Pocketbook?
Yeah,
I've got traffic and criminal. Which one would you like?
both actually.
Okay. It's traffic,
Perfect.
criminal.
Thank you. I guess I need to throw these in my bike bag next time I go on bike patrol.
It would be good to have all your materials for doing your job.
That's true.
I'm gonna grab your water bottle. Don't be worried.
Yeah, so The first law that I'll draw your attention to, this is a violation law, but it's 811-295, failure to drive on right.
I'm familiar. I understand that this is a law. That's not what I'm contesting. I'm just asking.
You want to know how I have the authority to ask you for your information?
How you have the authority to ask for my information, and how you can dignify me being on this side of the road versus that side of the road.
Why do you say dignify? Because that's not...
Not dignify. I mean more, what is the difference? Like, how can you tell that I was on this side of the road versus that side of the road?
My visual observations. My visual observations. And the court has upheld that officers' visual observations...
This is what I'm stating, though. You're making your observations based on this median in this road.
Yes.
But this isn't a line in the road.
It is a line in the road. It's a physical line.
It's a line in the road, but I don't recognize this as the median. So
Okay,
you're trying to say that this is...
Ma'am, I can't fix all of your belief systems. I mean...
My belief systems? I'm
Yeah.
just articulating the situation to you.
No, you're articulating your interpretation, which is nonsensical. That's clearly the middle of the road as...
The middle of the road, this whole slab and this slab are about equal length. There's a whole extra section here. The middle of the road is right here.
No, it's not, ma'am. Please.
I can see down the whole road right in the middle.
All right, please go stand back
So
on the
I
curb.
think that this is what I'm trying to articulate. You have
I
a difference
follow
of me being on the side of the road.
Okay.
There aren't lines here.
I understand what you're saying.
I believe, in my own experience as a
Yeah.
citizen,
I
and
understand
as
what
a
you're
valid
saying.
person in this situation, I was on, as you
He fed up, bro. He fed up. He is pissed off. This cop is pissed off with a capital P, capital D.
mentioned, the right side of the road.
Okay.
The right side of this line
Okay.
that you're marking. as
Listen
I
to it.
understand what you're
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to
Okay.
articulate to you.
Okay.
That's what you
It
said
seemed
whenever you
Hansen
just
had some
tired of
knowledge of
arguing.
Oregon's laws, which was why she insisted that the officers show her the statute that supports their ID request. Oregon is not a stop and ID state. That means individuals in Oregon are not required to provide identification upon request by law enforcement officers. According to Oregon's American Civil Liberties Union, it is not illegal in Oregon to refuse to identify yourself, but police may detain you until they establish your identity. This issue of identification becomes a little complicated if we consider the provision of Section 810.410 of the Oregon Revised Code, which addresses arrest and citation. Subsection 1 states a police officer may arrest or issue a citation to a person for a traffic crime at any place within or outside the jurisdictional authority of the governmental unit by which the police officer is authorized to act. Subsection 3b further clarifies that a police officer may stop and detain a person for a traffic violation for the purposes of investigation reasonably related to the traffic violation, identification, and issuance of a citation. So even though you are legally permitted to not identify yourself in Oregon, police officers are also permitted to detain you during traffic stops until they can accurately identify you. Hansen and the officers continue to argue about the legality of providing an ID. At a point, the officers alleged that her refusal to identify was tantamount to passive resistance.
That's what I was thinking.
Should be highlighted.
It's interfering, right? Ultimately.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's wrong
So
for me to ask
let me
you to
let me tell you
provide
the statute
information.
that's going to lead to your arrest if you don't comply, okay?
You're going to arrest me for
am.
asking for information?
I'm going to arrest you for failing to comply if you don't. So
How am I failing to comply if I'm just asking for information,
hold on, no,
sir?
you've asked me to tell you how I can do this, so I'm going to do that. Do you want to hear or not?
I would love to hear, yes. That's the whole point of me standing here.
Okay, great. So let's do that. It's called interfering, and I'm going to give you the definition of it.
3 different laws. It's going to be failure to provide info in connection with the stop, failure to provide info in connection with an arrest warrant, and interfering. Okay.
But you're not understanding the principle of the situation. The principle
I
of the
am,
situation.
because he told you he was going to give you a citation. Now
No,
you're refusing to
initially he
provide-
mentioned that he was
I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I'm kind of leaning towards the cop side. At this point, just go and give them your dang. just give them your license. Give them some form of identification, please. You already black. It's like what you said. You petite. This don't go too well for black people, as we've seen in history before.
going to give a warning. And
Just
when I
don't
asked for
identify
information,
But because you
yourself,
wouldn't
when I
please.
comply.
asked, can I please finish my sentence?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I asked for information stating, why do you need my information in order to give me a warning? You mentioned that that was the rule and that was the law. And I asked you to provide me that rule and that law, and you're still looking to do so. So all I am doing is asking Why do I have to give you my information right in this
And
moment?
I'm trying to
if
tell you
only
that.
trying to give me a warning in the first place.
I'm not trying to give you a warning any longer. I've clarified that. Your
You've
lack of
clarified this later in the
cooperation,
situation.
your lack of cooperation has made it clear to me that a warning
am I
will
not
not suffice
cooperating?
to change your behavior.
Can you define what not cooperation is?
He said it best, passive resistance, which is
so
what
what
you're
about
giving.
so can you define passive resistance for me a little bit better?
What you're doing is the dictionary definition.
So passive resistance is me articulating my
No, it's arguing with me when I've given you a lawful order and you've refused to comply with it.
I don't believe that I'm trying to refuse you, sir. I'm just asking for
If
you
you
to give
weren't
me better
refusing me, I would
information.
already have your ID. You'd already be down the road.
I think that refusal and submission are different.
A person commits the crime of interfering with a peace officer or parole or probation officer if the person, knowing that another person is a peace officer or parole officer, as defined in ORS, intentionally acts in a manner that prevents or attempts to prevent a peace officer or parole officer from performing the lawful duties of the office with regards to another person.
You are the one that are preventing yourself. You don't even have these books in your bag. I am not the one preventing you. You are the preventing
Refuses to
yourself. I
obey.
am asking you for information. You are preventing yourself from having success in the
So,
situation by not being able to
Basically,
provide
at that
me.
point, unless
The phrase passive resistance was defined by the Oregon Supreme Court in the case Oregon v. McNally, 2017. The Supreme Court clarified that passive resistance refers to non-cooperation with a peace officer's lawful order that does not involve violence or active measures. When the Supreme Court made that clarification, they were addressing Oregon's revised statute, section 162.247, which concerns the issue of interfering with a peace officer or parole and probation officer. It was subsection 1 of that statute that Trooper Katsikis read while alleging that Hansen was passively resisting. However, in subsection 3, it is stated that this section does not apply in situations in which the person is engaging in passive resistance. That means even though Hansen was passively resisting the officers, they could still not arrest her for interfering with a peace officer. After the trooper realized that Hansen would not comply with his orders, he gave her an ultimatum. When that still did not work, the two officers forcefully arrested her. More officers of the Corvallis police responded to the incident. Hansen was taken to the Benton County Jail, but was later
Man, I have to be that rough with that girl. They see how small she is.
released.
you have an opportunity at this moment to give me your identification and you can have a citation and you can leave. If you fail to do that, I'm going to arrest you at this point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And she chose to argue. She should have just gave them folks her license.
You are going to arrest me
Yes.
for not giving you information.
Correct.
When I was asking why
Yes.
you needed my information.
Yes. So I would like to get you to cooperate and give me your identification willingly. If you refuse to do that, you are under arrest.
And
Do you
what-
understand?
I would like to have some more clarification on
There's
this.
not going to be more clarification. I need a yes or a no from
You
I
should
need
just
to either
gave
give me
him your
identification now, or
license.
you're going
It's
to be
not
placed under
even
arrest.
worth it.
Which do you want to do?
I
It's
don't
not
answer
even
questions.
worth
Okay,
it.
you're under arrest.
I don't answer questions.
Stop!
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Okay, you are under arrest.
831.
She look mixed too.
Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
she's
Get
not,
back now.
She's not complying.
Can you
Okay,
please get off
roll
me?
onto your stomach.
Hey, I will comply. I need both of you to get off of
roll.
me.
That's not going to happen.
I
Roll on your
need
stomach.
both of you to get off of me.
roll.
I need you to get off of me.
Roll on your stomach.
Stop.
I need you. I'm not moving.
Roll
I'm
on
not
your
moving.
stomach.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm not
Place your hand
moving.
behind your back.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. They say I'm resisting. I'm not moving.
Just stay still. You're fine. Stay still. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry to pull you into this.
That's all right. I'll write you a sub. I'm a week behind, so I'll get it to you as fast as I can.
I understand. I still don't know who she is. I'm going to get my gloves on and dig in there.
Yep.
I don't know if there was a period of time where I thought maybe she was trying to, conceal her ID because she's somebody who's wanted, but now I'm just thinking she just doesn't believe in
Yeah.
any kind of rules, apparently.
That's what I thought at first too.
According to the citation released by the Oregon State Police, she was arrested for interfering with an officer and resisting arrest. It seemed they didn't charge her for the initial traffic violation. After reviewing the tape several times, Benton County District Attorney John Haroldson said Hansen would not be charged. He told the police there weren't grounds to pursue charges. He stated there isn't a statute requirement for you to present your driver's license when you are riding a bicycle.
Thank you. Bro, it is a motherfucking bicycle. If an alcoholic is riding a bicycle, and if he on the right side of the road, I feel like he should then get arrested. Bro, it's a bike. It has no electric engine. You are pedaling. You shouldn't have to present your license like for riding a bike. You shouldn't. And I know what I said earlier. I was leaning towards the cop side. It's because like at that point you're not even above the law. So it's like it's either you gonna get arrested or you gonna get arrested. It's no in between. Either you gonna get arrested or else you just gonna provide your information. It's no in between.
This incident caused widespread criticism concerning the way the officers handled Hansen. In fact, the university president, Ed Ray, threatened to withdraw the school from the contract they have been having with the state police since the 1980s. In his statement, this matter is sufficiently troubling that unless its resolution is satisfactory to OSU, we will reassess the value of continuing a campus law enforcement service agreement with Oregon State Police. In a later
She gotta be an A+ student, bro. She gotta be a good student for the university to say
statement
this.
released by the United Academics of Oregon State University, it was stated that on October 23, 2019, the university's president announced that the Oregon State Police would terminate its contract with the school, though they did not explain why the decision was made. However, according to Mindy McCart, the communications director for Oregon State Police, the decision to end the contract was made based on the department's statewide obligations and a concern for the safety of their own employees. As of recording this video, I have no information about any lawsuit concerning this incident. If I find any, I will update you. Well, that's all concerning this video.
Alright, y'all, I'm see y'all up in the next video. Y'all chase y'all dreams. Keep going up in life. Don't give up. Remember, y'all got 6 months left. Y'all better make them count. But alright, I'm see y'all up in the next video. Peace.